I'm just like, something's just really still definitely wrong. And there's those of us that just are still looking to kind of find out what's really going on, because this man is like serving what, about 20 years in prison he's looking at doing. And it just seems like there's something off with the case. During the altercation, whatever happened, which is still very questionable to me, um, Meg Thee Stallion had first said it was glass, and she reported that she had gotten shot in both of her feet, which it looks like she was shot at. There are bullet fragments in her feet, but there's those of us that feel that it wasn't that she got shot at, and yes, she did get hit with some of the pieces. There's people that say, hey, she got shot. I'd be interested to know your thoughts on this. Sometimes I have strong opinions about things, but it's a feeling, but it's backed up by what people are saying as well. So I want to get into some recapping of this from some past and current things going on in their lives. I must say, Little Baby and Meg Thee Stallion are the oldest looking young rappers I've ever seen. She's tall. I think she said she's about 5'10". She's like 6 foot or more. She's big, and she looks good though, and huge.
I'm running through your nigga house like a Tomb Raider. You gotta pass around, nigga, he a hot potato. I told him eat it or get out, that's your ultimatum. But stop licking my pussy hard, that shit aggravating.
So patterns are important when you're looking into things and why things occur. People that have patterns are something to look at and look into when you want to kind of need to rely on your own judgment with things when there's a lot of lies being told. Since the incident, there's been so many different stories. And here's a mugshot, an infamous mugshot of Meg Thee Stallion when she was arrested for a dispute, a fight with her ex-boyfriend. And her full name is Megan Ruth Pete. She says she tried to walk away, and he kept bothering her, if anything. And then she says she ended up getting in trouble for hitting on him. So it just seems to keep being a recurrence with her stating like, she was trying to walk away, and then things have escalated with a guy that she's dating. And then police get involved. So, it's something to consider as well. Oh, come on now. Y'all know how short Tory Lanez is. Move. You can't see.
This is my support system, and I'm his too. There he goes.
So as far as support on trial day, here are all 5 of the people that did show up to support Megan Pete during trial day. Now, mind us all, she has millions and millions of fans and all that, right? Small amount of support. I'm very disappointed too in Maxine Waters, our U.S. Congresswoman, and journalist Gayle King. It's like there's a lot of biasness that comes from them, almost like a retaliation for the suppression of women, but it encourages some women like them to be extra harsh on men because of that.
Is it okay if I call him one? I get sick of y'all, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off. Bitch, we expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why y'all attacking us?
When you're doing that, it's still unstable. We're still not finding a fair balance. And they are elders, so we should expect much more out of them. So moving along, and I have more clips to show to go along with this and just trying to prove my points. Also, in Megan Thee Stallion's life, since that happened with the incident with her and Tory Lanez, she has had her closest relationships crumbling apart.
Megan's former bodyguard, who's been missing, spoke exclusively with GMA.
I want the DA and Meg Thee Stallion to leave my family alone.
She's no longer good friends with Kelsey. They were very close. Now they don't even speak anymore. They've been went their own ways, which has added so much more speculation around this case. It's like everyone's falling apart and everyone's told to stay away from each other. Why? When if you had the truth going from the get-go, it would be so much easier and better for everyone. Now, there's a lot of people on both sides of this thing. But, alcohol and drugs played a role. And just the irresponsible night that they had, and it was full of their irresponsible behaviors. And it's not just Kelsey, also her former stylist, EJ King, he is gone, and it just keeps showing that so many of her relationships are crumbling. And I just feel it's for a reason. And we need to take a look further, not just as them as an artist, but listen to the facts and everything that's going on. So we have to step in and help make sure that justice is served.
Date?
I get my things.
Great! I hear great things about it.
Holy shit, it's Bigfoot!
So how'd you end up here?
I had a pituitary gland procedure.
Hey, keep it in the circus! That's a huge bitch!
Had to come, we had to come kill the streets for 5 minutes. You said what?
I gotta turn up the music, the PD just came right
Okay. Tory, don't get my phone wet.
Plea deal was reached. Testimonies began for Tory Lanez felony assault case in the shooting of fellow rapper Megan Thee Stallion. In LAPD Detective Ryan Stogner's testimony, he alleged that Lyin shouted "dance bitch" before proceeding to shoot Megan Thee Stallion in the feet at approximately 4:30 a.m. on July 12, 2020. Following the shooting, Stogner testified that Lanez apologized to Megan Thee Stallion, real name Megan Pete. Holly claimed Lanez told police in an interview captured by body cam that he was protecting his girl, saying, "I was just trying to help my girlfriend. I was just trying to help my
Walking
shorty."
away. This nigga from out the backseat of the car started shooting me. You shot me. I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that. When the police, because the people in the neighborhood, there's
Let me help you. Let me help you get it right. The reason they're saying it, and everyone's saying it, is because you said it. Meg Thee Stallion said out her own mouth that she's the one that stepped on glass. Lied off top. Lied from the beginning. So yes, your credibility has been tarnished. Regardless to the excuse and reasoning that she's giving, it doesn't even make any sense. She didn't want them to get shot. If he's a perpetrator, Tory Lanez is your perpetrator, why are you worried about him? If allegedly he was trying to cause you harm, possibly kill you, end you, delete you, whatever, why would you get back in the vehicle and say, I just didn't want to get shot and want us to get shot? You said you was already shot in both feet. People said the foots, a feet, instead of saying a foot, both feet. Come on now. That's why, because you told us to lie. That's why it's been said that you stepped on glass.
But let me tell you why they saying that. When the police, because the people in the neighborhood, because the neighbors called the police. This did not happen at Kylie's house. This happened damn near back at the house I was staying at. I was just trying to get home. We was 5 minutes away from my spot. The police come. I'm scared. All this shit going on with the police is shooting motherfuckers for anything. The police was literally killing black people for no motherfucking reason. Soon as the police tell us all get out the motherfucking car, the police is really aggressive. You think I'm about to tell the police that we, niggas, us black people, got a gun in the car? You want me to tell the laws that we got a gun in the car so they can shoot all of us up? Nigga, I'm scared. It's a fucking helicopter over us and some more shit. Why the fuck would I tell the laws somebody got a gun in this car and this nigga shot me? So I can get shot, you can get shot, she can get shot, he can get shot. I ain't tell the police what happened immediately right then because I didn't want to die. The motherfucking doctor, the police finally let me go. I ain't go to jail. Them 3 motherfuckers went to jail.
I'm outside. My weapon is in the car. Tory and Meg get to arguing. Kylie's outside at the pool still. Tory and the girl in the car start arguing. Meg walk out because she find out such and such Tory been messing with both of the women in the car. You know how that go already. Tory got in trouble. Meg hops out the car. Tory and the girl fighting over the gun. The gun accidentally goes off in the midst of them fighting for it, and the girl shoots, and the bullet accidentally gets near Megan. That's why it didn't hit no tendon, because it grazed her. It didn't actually hit her. She's lying like it hit her.
I get to the hospital. The doctors do X-rays on my feet. Oh, ma'am, you got bullets in your feet. Got bullet fragments in your other foot. I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them like, nah, I didn't know I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like I've never been shot before. I don't have to lie about that.
It was reported that Tory Lanez, real name Daystar Peterson, was arrested for carrying a concealed handgun in a vehicle in conjunction with the shots fired disturbance reported in the Hollywood Hills. According to reports, shots were fired before the vehicle fled the scene of the crime. Police tracked down the vehicle where they found Lanez and rapper Megan Thee Stallion with a wound on her foot. The first witness called in the preliminary hearing was LAPD officer Sandra Cobble, who responded to the shots fired investigation. In her testimony, she said a firearm she found under Lanez's passenger seat was warm to the touch, suggesting that the firearm had been used. Rumors quickly swirled about the nature of the disturbance and why all parties were involved. A few days later, Megan Thee Stallion took to Instagram to address what happened on what she called a traumatic night. She did not name her assailant, but confirmed the seriousness of her injuries, saying, quote, "On Sunday morning, I suffered gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intention to physically harm me." She also took to Twitter to comment on the lack of care Black women receive in the face of trauma, saying, "Black women are so unprotected." Silence from the Canadian rapper. Tory Lanez released Daystar in September 2020 to seemingly address the summer incident.
Gotta see a couple questions. How the fuck you get shot in your foot, don't hit no bones and tennis? How the fuck your team is trying to pay me as some whole menace?
In the months following the alleged shooting, Megan Thee Stallion was the subject of several internet memes discounting her recollection of the night's events and downplaying the injuries she sustained. In an interview with GQ, she commented on the toll of having to project strength after such a traumatic event, saying, quote, "Like, damn, I have to be tough through all this all the time? You just go your whole life with that mentality."
We need to protect our Black women and love our Black women. Because at the end of the day, we need our Black women.
And yes, I agree. Black women are unprotected. Black women are the most unprotected in the world. What I won't stand for, and I'm not going to allow anyone that I see to do this either. We're not going to play the race card when it's beneficial for our narrative. The race card exists and racism exists, and it pretty much always has. There's people like myself that have researched this thing and learned about racism in society and culture since I was a child. I put boots to the street and all of that in my experience with fighting for the truth and justice of particularly Black people of color, but particularly Black women need it the most, and Black men as well. How do we pull a race card on someone the same race as you? There's nothing racial about the situation. It was all domestic. Unless she was treated unfairly by the police, paramedics, something else was going wrong, and she feel that there was a racial disparity. That's about it. Yes, we need more protection for our Black women. Women in general, truthful women that earn and deserve the protection, not liars. Not liars. Now, we talking about protecting Black women, right? What about your friend Kelsey right here? You wasn't protecting her. We know you wasn't. Plus, she said it herself. Here we go.
It's not right. It's not. If you're going to preach protect Black women, stand on that. Stand on that. Because you and I both know. You and I both know. Door. So,
over the top of the door to your passenger door.
The right front passenger. So, again, as I said, he must have jumped, or I don't know how he did it because it was very small. Very smooth. And he was leaning over the front passenger door, and she was shooting the gun.
Where were you standing at this point?
At this point, I'm standing kind of like my body's still like to the side behind the door, my rear passenger door. So initially Tory comes,
Yeah.
and that's where I stepped in, and we had an altercation. He physically assaulted me.
One thing that sounds weird to me, if Tory got in the front seat of the car and everything transpired on the passenger side of the car, how did Tory come around the car to her if he was just sitting right there in the passenger seat? I don't know if y'all caught that, but whatever.
Right, joke no joke. And others that are paying close attention, there's a lot of just inconsistencies and just some things that just don't make any sense. What you will notice to pay attention, when people are not telling the truth, they give too much information and extra detail to help their lie, but yet they still underrepresent the key factual details, which devalues the evidence and information. By the way, I like Meg Thee Stallion as an artist. I like her music quite a bit. I like her beats. I'm someone that's always been into hip hop. She's got great beats. I like hard hitting beats like she has. And there has barely been females that have come out with hard beats like hers. And she writes her own rhymes, and she deserves the credit for that. What I'm speaking on, though, is facts. What I speak on here on my channel, Kiy NY007, is facts over feelings. I happen to dislike Tory Lanez. Like, I just don't like the guy. Like, it's his voice. I don't know if I'm not trying to be funny for short people. He's little, and like sometimes when he sings, he sounds a lot like a female to me. I can't dig it. I don't like it. There was an artist, A Dream. He can hit falsetto, high notes and stuff, but he still is masculine. There's just something different with just whatever my perception is of Tory I met. So see what I'm saying? But it's about facts. Just because I don't like him don't mean I'm going to go and agree with the judge and the other people that are prosecuting him. Because I think there's a lot to the story that's missing. And the main thing, too, is who shot you. My big voice. But also the intent. With every crime, we want and need to know what was the motive. And it helps us get to what really happened when we have all these liars.
I'll get somebody out here $1 million if they can guess who ain't here.
That's a huge bitch.
How you feeling, sir? How you feeling? You want to know exactly how I'm feeling? Yes, sir. I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I've seen so much evidence buried in this. Better to do. You all have been bartering and trading the souls of young black and brown men in this country. And I'm calling on all the umbrellas. I'm calling on everybody in this country to begin to rise up. That's because your sons have been done dirty.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Amen. Real talk. That's right. Real talk.
It's over.
Amen.
It's not over. God does not lose.
I've been trying to move on with my life, actually.